Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to introduce you to probably one of the rarest Rolleis that there is. These were only made for 2 years, between 1960 and 1962, and this is the Rollei Magic. As you can see, it's a twin lens reflex. It's rather heavy, weighs around about 1 kilogram. Twin lens reflex, as the name implies, 2 lenses, reflex, so it has a mirror in it. The top lens is the lens that we look through to compose our composition, and the bottom lens is the taking lens. They're placed fairly close together. Most twin lens reflexes, in fact all twin lens reflexes, are waist level finders as standard. So you can hold them at waist level and look down into them. They're quite good for street photography. You can see the ground glass screen in there. It has a split prism rangefinder focusing aid in the middle, which is quite useful. Okay, let's quickly go over the camera. So obviously waist level finder. They all have magnifying glasses in the top, help you with your focusing. And the sports finder, this is another common feature of this large opening. And you look through this hole in the back and you use that for action shots. The disadvantage with the waist level finder is that the image is the correct way up, but it's reversed left to right, so it takes a bit of a practice to get to use it. And this is the bit I always struggle with, is getting this sports finder back up again. And there you go. That folds down, that folds down. But yeah, it's nice, it's metal, it's a quality camera. As you can see, it has a photocell at the front. This is made by Gotham, and that is for the automatic exposure. This camera is auto only, signified by the A in this window here. There is a couple of manual modes. There's a button on this side that you can push to change it, so we'll change into the red area. You can see the red area has a flash symbol, and if we carry on, it allows us to set an aperture between 3.5 and 22, and that's for use with flash. It sets the shutter speed to 1/30th, and again the lock keeps you in that area. You can go back to A and it will lock at A again. All I'm doing is just pushing this button in down here, and then we can go the other way into the green. And this is again going to show us a selection of apertures from 3.5 through to f22, and this is for use with the bulb mode. This is for timed exposures. You can set the aperture, and that should lock now. Get my finger off, and it's not doing. Okay, that's in the A mode. This on the other side adjusts the focus, and again we have a focusing scale. So as you adjust the focus, you can see down to about 3.5 feet through to infinity. No depth of field gauge. Unlike most Rolleis, it doesn't have the exposure guide on the back because it's automatic. You can't set manual shutter speeds apart from the 30th flash sync on it, which is a bit of a drawback to the camera. Okay, on this side you have a kind of hot shoe. It's designed to fit the Rollei M flash units. This is a centre contact which is connected to the shutter. And you have these two levers here which will show you in a minute what they do. They're related to where the spools go. A lot of cameras, they have a round knob that you pull out and twist to aid getting the spools in. On this one, it's a push thing, so I don't think you can do when the back is closed. There's the back. There's the winding crank. This is how you advance the film to the next frame. You just wind it round. No film in it, so I can do that. And I just keep turning because there's no film in it. And up here you can see a counter. It shows us 12 exposures. This is a 120 film camera. It doesn't take 220, although you can't get 220 now. And you can see that the counter is on 0. This is the shutter release. Very quiet. There's room there for a cable release. Obviously you'd use up your timed exposures. We've been through the 2 dials on the front, and on the top we have the meter, so it's visible from when you're looking down into the camera. There's a needle in here. As long as it's in the red area, then it's okay to take exposures, and a little dial to set the ISO, or ASA as it was known in this day, and also the DIN, the DIN number. I don't think this is going to... Yeah, you can see the needle. It's shining a torch into it. You can see the needle moving about. So this meter works in this camera. It's not a camera I recommend buying off of somewhere like eBay unless it's been film tested and they say that it does actually work, because without that auto exposure meter working, you can only really use it in the flash mode or in the bulb mode. Okay. That's the introduction to the Rollei Magic. Not a camera that you'll see very often, although they do come up on eBay. This came from eBay, actually. I got lucky with it, I think. They do come up quite regularly, the Rollei Magic 1, which is just the Rollei Magic. And then there is the Magic 2, which has manual override, which is made obviously in response to complaints about this particular model. The fact that it's just fully automatic, it's very easy to use, obviously, as long as the needle's between the 2 red lines where you go, but you've got no control over the aperture or the shutter speed, so it's really a snapper's camera. You know, there's no creative bokeh or anything. You can't decide that. The camera sort of takes all those decisions away from you. But yeah, very nicely built camera. Currently worth, value wise, they're about £100 to £120. This one came with a case, so you've got a case that you can wrap it in when you're out using it, and it also has a clip on front, which is rather nice. I can remember how you do it. It goes onto there, and that clips over there, and there's a case. And with a lot of these old cameras, they used to supply them with cases. In modern cameras they don't really come with cases, but in times gone by, cases all sort of came with cameras. They were normally cased until such time as the manufacturers realised they could get more money out of us by making us buy the cases. This one doesn't have a lens cap, unfortunately. They're bayonet 2, they're quite hard to get hold of and they're quite expensive. Same with things like hoods and filters, etc. They're quite difficult to get hold of and expensive. Filters come in a range of colours, things like reds, yellows, greens, which are quite useful for black and white photography. There's some close-up lenses that attach one to each, the top and the bottom. But again, they're quite difficult to get hold of, quite expensive. This little window down here, when you attach a filter, it automatically tells the meter that there's a filter attached, and it goes on the taking lens. And obviously it adjusts exposure to compensate for the light loss through the filter. But all in all, a very nice camera to use, something a little bit different. Don't see very many of them on the street. There you go, the Rollei Magic. Thank you very much for watching. By the way, I'd recommend a TLR if you're thinking about getting into medium format photography. They're quite a nice little investment, but they don't really lose their value. They're quite easy to use. In the next episode we'll show you how to load film into it. The lenses are super sharp on them. I wouldn't really recommend this one because of the lack of manual control. If you can find ones that have got shutter speed and aperture selection levers, the meter, you can use a handheld meter. But they deliver very nice results, and if you don't like it you can always move it on. You're not going to lose anything on it, you know, unlike buying a new digital camera that drops in value horrendously. So yeah, very nice, and a quality piece of engineering. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.